Hello and welcome to another episode of MOPO, where we discuss matters of personal opinion. It's all MOPO. Today we're going to be doing another episode of Gotham, Season 3, Episode 19. I feel like a lot happened in this.
There's a lot of storylines.
More answers.
Show. Yeah.
I feel like there's more answers. I was definitely wrong on a few things. I feel like I was right on a few things from like further even back. But
okay.
But I still might be wrong on the one thing I'm thinking of. But yeah, we start right back with
Enigma and
Oswald, and they're just kind of in the cell. It's exactly where we left off, and grabbing at each other's throats.
Yeah, I like how they
at least Oswald is.
How they kind of do that in this series a lot is they pick up right where they leave off, which is good for the story. I think.
And they're basically trying to figure out a way to escape from this jail.
Well, yeah, it starts off where they're trying to kill each other, but then they realize, hey, the only way we're really gonna get out of here
is if we work together.
Yeah.
And then this is after I missed exactly what happened, but Oswald starts choking, and as he's choking, Edward the Riddler starts undoing the
"Don't call me Edward."
Riddler. Stop calling me Edward. He undoes the lock to his cell and gets out, but Oswald grabs his food tray and starts banging on the ground, and the guards come out and they club the Riddler down. And this leads to them both being back in the cell, and Edward's all like, they took my lockpick, that's on you. And that's when they're like, all right, well, if we can form a truce,
right? No betrayals.
And Edward's smart because he goes, yeah, and this truce has to last 6 hours after we get out. Because I can't think straight if I gotta keep worrying about you stabbing me in the back after we just barely escape. So they basically do a lot of killing.
This plot.
Yeah.
And they actually when next time we see them, they formulate this plot where basically the Riddler has Oswald hemmed up, and the guards come in and makes it look like he slits Oswald's throat, and in all that confusion,
it even got me. But then all of a sudden the guard's like, "Wait, is this Jello?" And I'm like, "Jello." And then all of a sudden, Oswald's pulling the knife on everybody else.
Yeah, and Oswald slits the one guard's throat for real. And they escape and, go on this little killing spree and eventually bust out and realize, hey, we gotta go get Barbara now. Because neither one of us is gonna be on top till she's out of the picture. Because she's running the underworld right now.
Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, that does make sense.
And that's kind of like their story in this episode.
Yeah, it is more of a prison break story for them. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, they were definitely. Oswald was ready to break that truce too. He's like,
hold on, we still got a couple more hours left.
Yeah, then they both drop it. Then you got, I guess it's, the Selina, fake Bruce, Alfred Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was a pretty rough. The way fake Bruce was fighting Selina, who, by the way, was trying to stab him.
Well, she did stab him.
She did stab him. But he had a lot of moves.
Yeah, well, they trained him.
So was he trained by Ra's al Ghul?
No, I don't know.
Like real Bruce is being?
I don't know. I don't think that dude is Ra's al Ghul either.
No. It doesn't make sense, right? He's just like the weird leader of the owls, but he's like a kung fu karate sensei guy. Like,
I would be shocked if that were Ra's al Ghul.
Like vision questing you out into oblivion with needles and stuff.
Yeah, but this ain't no Order of the Phoenix or whatever they call themselves. You know, the
Court of Owls.
Well, no, it's the Court of Owls, but it's not the Ra's al Ghul people. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. So many questions, though, but we did get some answers. Well, we're believed to have gotten some answers, but
yeah, because you brought up the questions. He's showing Bruce the truth in these visions or not? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, you could argue either way. But I don't think there's anything that proves or shows that he was showing him falsehood, you know, earlier, so why would he show him, like, falsehood now? But it could be all part of his plan. Like, you see, he's trying to, like, brainwash Bruce into, like, doing, you know, being basically his fucking puppet.
Pretty much. Because he keeps getting them. He keeps saying, you're going to be Gotham's savior. And then in this episode specifically, he starts saying, oh, you're going to punish the Court of Owls for what they did. And what they did is, through one of these visions, the two of them find themselves in a Court of Owls meeting, and it's one of the dude guy's memories
or whatever. Right.
And he's basically like, yo, I was out of town for like 3 days and you managed to kill the fucking Waynes? How did this happen? And they're like, he was like running off at the mouth.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my god, like, did you kill the boy? And they're like, no. It's like, that's like the one good thing you did. And then he stabs him.
Yeah, instead of chopping off his entire head, he just stabs him.
Yeah. And, Bruce sees that and, almost immediately is like, oh, this dude's the man. Like, he stood up for my family, It's like, I can trust this guy. And that's why I'm feeling a little sketched about these visions. I mean, they are powerful. He's locking away these memories. I mean, he's like showing them, look, I can control you at my will like I do this guy, and then makes this guy cut off his finger, which is pretty wild.
And dude don't scream or nothing.
Yeah, he didn't even flinch. He was just like, boop, I don't got a finger anymore. Guess that's how I was born. Must be, because I don't see a finger anywhere. Oh, look, there's a finger on the ground, all still bleeding and fresh. That must be somebody else's finger. It couldn't be mine.
Couldn't possibly be mine. But what is it? Like, Selena and Alfred have a big falling out. Well, yeah, because, like, he's saying we gotta fucking, like, go help Bruce, and she's all like, on that, and he basically calls her a coward and tells her to scamper off, or, he's like, oh, you're just like your mom. Go run off then. Yeah,
that was kind of a low blow. But, as far, like, he keeps, like, with Bruce and the dude, he keeps, like, trying to get him to, like, lock away these heirlooms, like these cufflinks that were your dad's, your mom's pearls, and the way this is the thing I was mentioning at the beginning, was like the way he says, like, you're going to punish the court. It's like, is he working with the court? Is this just kind of like a driving force? Like, how does Bruce think he got there? You know what I mean? It's that either he knows that he's in cahoots with the court because that's how he got there, or he doesn't know and they got him there on, like, I don't even know. He's supposed to be the world's greatest detective. You figured, I was kidnapped by these people, and then I showed up in the mountains with this guy. Must be
connected somehow.
But
he ain't the world's greatest detective yet.
Yeah, it's weird. So he keeps saying that the Court of Owls is going to pay for what they did to Gotham's great family or whatever. And Bruce is just lapping it all up. He's like, I don't feel anything when you mention my family. I'm emotionless. Speaking of emotions, though, Lee is crazy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess she is crazy because, by the end you do realize she is a nut. But she's just like, oh, well, yeah, I guess she is crazy because she, hallucinates about Mario.
Well, that was like a dream.
And then she's all like...
She has all these weird-ass dreams of, drinking his blood out of his wrists. And it's just, weird stuff like that.
Turn into a vampire show real quick.
Yeah, it's like, somebody better not sparkle. I'm turning it off if people start sparkling. But yeah, her whole thing in this is very strange.
It's like whoever Gordon puts his dick in turns into a crazy bitch. So that. Okay.
Sorry, you probably could hear everything I just said.
I'm like, don't mention the dick thing. Well, it's a little bit too late for that. But yeah, so watch out for that Asian chick next season, because she'll be the next one.
Who?
Vicky Vale or whatever. As I said, anybody who he puts his dick in turns crazy, so she would be the next one. You forgot all about her already?
No, yeah. No, I lost the context.
He fucked her.
Yeah, she went crazy. Same thing with Barbara. And,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But no, Lee, she's just broken.
Yeah, she don't know what to think.
She just don't give a fuck about shit.
She's getting advice from Tetch.
Yeah.
From Tetch. And you know you're messed up if you're getting advice from him.
From the Mad Hatter.
And she ends up they're talking, and she ends up leaving the conversation all like, "Oh yeah, I'm the one to blame for all this." And it's like, listen, you're dramatic for sure, but to blame for it, no, I don't believe so.
Tetch is the one who's to blame for it.
Yeah, exactly, and he's playing her like a fiddle, and she's eating it up, because you said, man, she's just so broken. She don't care, and the last we see of her is Lee is saying I gotta pay for what I did. She wants to pay for what she did. What did she do? All we know is that she loved Gordon and she loved Mario, and that Mario was jealous, but because of the Tetch virus. But it brings out their inner emotion. But it's dude, just because you're beautiful, of course men are going to be jealous about you.
Yeah.
It's calm down. It's kind of it's I can't handle being so beautiful.
It's so hard.
But yeah, so I mean, that was just a weird interaction. Her this entire episode was just very off. Something's not quite right. But a lot of action happens with Gordon and Bullock.
Gordon and Bullock, because
they find this hidden room, right? Because they're trying to. They talk about where they're going to set off this bomb, and they're it's got to be in an abandoned room somewhere in the city. And Gordon's all yo, I went full architect on this, and I got all these blueprints, and I found this, dead space right here in this building. And then Bullock's yeah, how many more of those are in the city that we have to find now? But somehow they find the right one.
Right.
And yeah, and it threw me off a little bit because they see a crease in the wall, and then Bullock is oh, let me mess around over here near this circuit breaker. And he's just kind of boop, 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 boop. and then click, it opens, and I'm like, yo, was it like one thing you had to flip and then it would open? Or was it like...
Bullock is part of courthouse.
Yeah. You had to put in a code, and then Bullock is on the low key helping Gordon in the behind the scenes of the courthouse.
He's doing the double.
Because he was like, "Oh, I definitely did that on purpose," and I'm like, "Yeah, I think you might have."
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he's so lovable. I can't see him being a bad guy.
Every other portrayal of Bullock in the Batman universe is being as a piece of shit.
Yeah. So it's gonna be weird to see how this plays out.
Right.
But right now, he seems like a pretty cool dude. Maybe it's not until later in life that he becomes a douche. Or, Gordon helped him out of that in this storyline. But, yeah, so, like, they go into this room, and they're searching around, and then, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I'm trying to do the Jurassic Park thing, but it's the Killer Commish,
right.
The executioner.
I think if you're trying to do the theme from the Commish from back in the day, you're doing a terrible job.
I was way off. I was Samsonite, but yeah. So he comes in and he beats the crap out of. He punches... No, he knocks Gordon damn near out almost immediately. Bullock gets back up and starts swinging on him, but he gets thrown against the wall and he's done. But then you got... Gordon kind of wakes up and tries to do like a, I'm gonna sneak you.
Yeah.
But just gets knocked out.
Yeah.
I thought he was done right there, but then I'm like, yo, it's Gordon, you can't kill him.
Right.
So, he gets knocked out right there because he's taking him over to Catherine because they want to kind of like judge him. Is that how that's going down?
Yeah, and it's like I still keep going back to this rise of the heroes. Like, still have not seen any heroes rise.
I think it's supposed to be. I mean, the Riddler's rising, the Penguin's rising. Well, that's what I mean. It's like maybe it's like a twist on it, or it's heroes rising. Because it's like you the heroes are in the background. You don't see that happening. Other than Bruce. Because who are the heroes right now? I'd say it's like Bruce, but kind of, sort of. Definitely Alfred, definitely Gordon, and right now I'd say Bullock is a hero as well.
Yeah, I mean, as of this moment.
So I mean, I feel like they're the heroes that are rising right now. But, they're getting a tough rap each episode.
I don't see them rising too high, but...
They're only allowed to go this high!
Yeah, hold them down a little bit.
But, yeah, so Catherine kind of scoots, and then... what is it? They want to...
Catherine...
the Killer Commish...
Grips up
the executioner
Gordon.
is kind of like he wants to kill him.
But she's all like, nah, like, we gotta interrogate this fool and see who he all, like, talked to. And eventually, he's just like, fuck off, or whatever, and, like, she's like, fine, like, do with him what you will. But he, like, tricks the Killer Commish. And, just in the nick of time, here comes Bullock and the cavalry.
Yeah, and, stalling them with all this nonsense.
Yeah, and somehow the commish doesn't get shot in the back of the head, and he jumps out the window and lands on, like, a meat truck.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like, skadoot.
I think that's kind of the last we see of him. But, Bullock and the police grab Catherine.
Yeah, they do.
And they actually take her back. Oh, no, that's not the last we see of the Killer Commission.
No, we definitely see him again. But, yeah, they grab Catherine and they go
take her to the interrogation room and are, trying to get information out of her. But that's when good old Alfred...
Yeah, because Gordon and Bullock, before they go in, they're talking about the the map through the owl crystal.
Yeah.
And Alfred backs it up with the one that he had with Bruce.
Right.
And so now they're like, yo, we got him.
Because Alfred comes in and basically gives up the tapes, like, oh, you know, Bruce Wayne's been kidnapped and he was replaced by a clone by these Court of Owl people because we went to one of their houses and we tried to get some collateral on them, but all we found was a stupid owl. And that's when they're all like, oh, the owl, and they finally do get the owl and they get the map and all, but before all that happens, they tell Alfred that, you know, they're interrogating the chick from the Court of Owls, and he goes in there and stabs this chick in the hand. Like,
Yeah.
real guy, I was not thinking he was going to do that. Like, he goes in there like, oh, bloody hell, you're going to get yours, and, you know, tell me about Bruce. And I'm like, oh, we're going to do crack her in the mouth. And he runs over and straight stabs her in the hand. And this bitch is the toughest bitch I ever seen. Because she ain't screaming. She was all like, ah, but she ain't telling him shit.
Yeah, he was twisting it too. He was
Right,
all
you
like,
know.
he was like, how you like this?
And that's when the killer commish comes back to the police station.
Oh, all you hear is boom,
And he's like,
boom. Yo, and
time
this
for
dude's
some
just knocking
justice.
people out.
Oh, no. He said, court is in session.
Just starts knocking people
And
out.
yeah, he roughs up like the whole GCPD.
It looks like a literal bomb went off. Like things are broken, tore up, demolished.
Well, he did throw those like smoke grenade. Like,
Oh yeah, there's that
things
too. But
or
I mean,
whatever.
like the walls are crumbling because he's throwing bodies into them. You know, I mean, it was not a pleasant sight. But yeah, oh, did we say that Alfred's punchline? Did we mention that?
No, not yet.
Because Catherine's all, oh, what are you gonna do? You know, you're cops, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he stabs her and he's like, I'm not a cop, I'm the butler. I'm the bloody butler. Said it
Right.
more like that, but I'm the bloody butler.
So yeah, those are the
Yeah,
heroes.
even Bullock was like, what the hell, man? Like, you can't do that
Gordon's
shit.
like, fuck that. Are you gonna stop him?
Right? He's
You
like,
wanna
yo,
get
we're-
stabbed in the hand too?
Gordon's like, we rolling with it. I mean, at this point. But yeah, I mean, the executioner comes in and he's about to like kill Gordon. It seemed like, but
Well, what happens is
but like he got
Bullock-
distracted by Catherine.
Yeah, Bullock tells Gordon and Alfred to get her to cluck out of here.
Yeah,
But as they're trying to get her out, she's all screaming at the mouth like, "Oh, help me!" And you know, the executioner or the judge or
the executioner,
whatever they want to call himself.
Killer Commish.
Yeah, Killer Commish comes over and he roughs up Bullock, and he got James Gordon there, and she's all running off at the mouth, and
Like, yeah, forget this nonsense and get me out of here. And he's like, nonsense.
he's
Like, this is justice.
right, and he straight slit that chick right across the throat.
Yo, yeah, her head came off. I thought he just slit her throat. Her head came off. I was like, oh, damn.
Off with their head.
And then, yeah, he raises that bladed thing up, that pendulum up in the air, and he's just like, you know, nothing escapes my judgment. And then Gordon's like, boomstick, straight to the hand.
Yeah, shotgun blast to the arm. And the Killer Commish is like, you son of a bitch. How dare you? Like, I'm still gonna get you. Or whatever. And does he, like,
then-
run off, or...
Yeah, I don't know what happens. It kind of just ends right there. Like, it kind of cuts away. And then that's when, you know, we go to, like, another character. But it cuts back, and he's talking with Lucius about a container of... containing a sample of the Tetch virus.
Right.
And it went missing. And they're like, yo, who could have had that? And then
well, no, because it cuts back to Gordon, and Lee comes in, and he's all like, "Oh, did you hear?" She's like, "Oh, what you mean about Killer Commish?" She's like, "I wouldn't have came back for that shit anyway, but I'm just here to get some things. I'm done with you people." And that's when Lucy's all like, "Oh yeah, like you're done. You always say you're done or whatever, like, but you keep coming back." She's like, "Don't worry, I ain't coming back." And that's when they start talking about.
Yeah, that's what she says. She wants to pay for what she did.
Yeah, and it's like that's when they're talking about that, sample, and they're like assessing the damage from Killer Commish, and they realize that sample's gone. And they're like, well, who are the only people who had access to this? And they're like, well, Lucius. And that's when
I thought they were going to say Edward.
that's when Gordon's like, oh damn, Lee took it.
Yeah.
And then we cut to this crazy bitch,
and she's got like a needle in her arm, and she's getting all like happy face with like, I'll tell you, like she had like some weird rage freckles, and it was pretty cute.
Oh yeah, she looked good.
Yeah, they were cute.
But
it was ugh.
She stuck herself with the Temps virus, no problem, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Like no grimace on her face. Then yeah, she felt that rage when she come go get angry over here.
And I don't know what this is. Like, is she supposed to turn into another kind of superhero, or is she like what's going on right now? Like, because you got the Executioner, though I don't know how short lived that is. Like, he's obviously captured at this point. I assume Miss Justice. No, she's gonna be like Miss Woman Scorn,
the Executionist,
the Scorn Woman. And like nothing, no wrath
the killer
greater than
the
woman Scorn.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, so the Scorn Woman.
Oh, wrath.
The SW. Are you trying to rip off Superwoman?
It's like
no,
it's the Scorn.
It's the Scorn Woman. Trademark, patent pending, copyright.
Yeah, don't steal it.
Don't be stealing my superhero shit. I'm making that comic.
Yeah, so that's kind of where the episode ends, is with Lee there. We'll see what happens, in episode 20, but I would like to see some heroes rise myself.
Like I'm getting better. I'm getting more information with the whole real Bruce and this guy, whoever he is, but I feel like I'm getting a small answer and then another bigger question. Like what. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens from here. But
right.
Thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe. Remember, it's all a matter of personal opinion.
It's all MOPO.